Greetings, I'm Neoslice, and in this video I'll be showing you how to complete Leda's questline in Elden Ring DLC. Please keep in mind that these questlines all have different endings and different approaches that you can take. This video will mainly focus on Knight Leda, but keep in mind that her questline requires you to eliminate some NPCs. So if you plan on seeing what those NPCs questlines are like, please check out my other video where I go over the main good ending for all of these NPCs and focusing on their questlines. First up, we have to fight Rauh. Well, you don't have to, but it's better if you fight Rauh, and right after Rauh at Castle Ensis, you'll meet Knight Leda at the High Road Crow's site of grace.
Queen Marika commanded Sir Mesmer to purge the tower folk, a cleansing by fire.
To progress through her quest, you have to exhaust her dialogue as well as Hornsent's dialogue. You have to do Hornsent's questline to the point where he goes to the Shadow Keep. You can summon him for the Golden Hippopotamus boss fight if you give him the stew and talk to him enough for him to progress and move to that part. If you want to know how to get the stew, you have to go through Belurite Tower Settlement, do Grand Dame's questline, equip the head of the Divine Beast, and she will start giving you Scorpion Stew every time you reset the area, or every time you run out of stew. Bring one to Hornsent and he will progress. Just once. You only have to do this once. Remember, we're heavily focusing only on Leda for this questline. So after that, we're going to travel to the Shadow Keep. This will break the rune and Miquella's charm, meaning these NPCs all of the NPCs will progress to the second stage of their questlines, including Leda. So we're gonna go up the elevator and sit down at the Grace, and then go back to Leda and talk to her.
Oh, hello. Did you feel it? Miquella the Kind's enchantment appears to have broken, but while my devotion to kindly Miquella remains unchanged, by my troth I am not so sure about the others. No, wait. Perhaps this is a blessing in disguise. I can wield my sword to cull the undeserving, those unfit to bask in tender Miquella's presence. I should have thought of this earlier. Right. It's time to begin ferreting out those of us who don't deserve to be at kindly Miquella's side.
Leda will ask you to make a choice, Thiollier or Hornsent. You have to have spoken to Thiollier for this to pop up. Choose Hornsent or make no suggestion. She goes for him anyway.
On one hand, he trusts Miquella the Kind to bring salvation to his people. With the enchantment lifted, his vengeful passions may once again ignite. But surely he'd be mindful of kindly Miquella's promise. On the other hand, the Hornsent does present his own dangers. Perhaps your concerns are well-founded after all. Allow me some time to mull it over.
If she says, allow me some time to mull it over, that means you have to exhaust Hornsent's dialogue, and you have to have given him the stew. At least that's how it happened for me. So it's a safe bet that you can just give him the stew and progress through his questline. After that, she will have more dialogue.
And vilest Erdtree both.
Skip a full day or two, teleport around or restart your game, and she will have more dialogue about this.
It took me long enough, I know. But I've made my decision. I believe it wisest to eliminate the Hornsent. If he were to point his blade at Sir Mesmer or Queen Marika, perhaps it would not matter, but vengeance changes a man. And one day, his blade may turn towards Miquella the Kind.
After you exhaust her dialogue, you can travel to the Shadow Keep and battle the hippopotamus with Hornsent. I suggest you do this so he progresses through his questline and you're able to unlock the next step. Otherwise, there's a big chance this questline will not work properly for you, and you will be stuck with Leda constantly saying that she's waiting for Hornsent and all that stuff. progress through the first part of the Shadow Keep until you get to this area with the boats that are on fire or whatever that is, and you will see some summon signs, one red one and one gold one. If you want to side with Leda, which is the point of this video, you will get an invasion with dialogue, and this invasion, if successful, will reward you with one of the 2 talismans that she rewards you with.
Worthy Hornsent, I will dispose of you before your thirst for revenge beckons our undoing. I can no longer trust your word.
In the end, I knew this day would come. The nature of your kind, I am certain, will always show itself. Given time, interfere not with my business. Zealot.
What a surprise that you should join me here. I am pleased. Now go and make yourself useful.
So, your mongrel blood shows through at last. I was a fool to expect more of you. Small wonder Miquella employed his spells. Apologies. Oh, mother, wife, and child.
Kindly Miquella never betrays a vow. Go. Your family awaits you.
After you return to your world, you will automatically get Hornsent's items. In my gameplay, I didn't get his Ash of War. I'm not too sure why, but after all of that, return to the High Road Cross Site of Grace and talk to Leda. She will tell you that it's time to go for Ansbach.
Ah, there you are. Well fought. You have my gratitude. He was never going to see eye to eye with us, but his words were ill-founded. It was hard to hear, I know. I know I shouldn't let myself, but I suppose it's only natural to feel the weight of one's deeds at times like these. There's plenty left to be done, and I will see to it. Who else, I wonder? I don't enjoy casting suspicion on anyone I've called a comrade, but it's a small sacrifice in the grand scheme of things.
Exhaust her
Who
dialogue,
else?
sit down at the Grace or teleport back, and she will have something else to say.
Ah, there you are. I'm afraid Sir Ansbach will have to be next. He insists that he's nothing but a worn-down over-the-hill soldier. But in his day, he was the feared commander of the pure-blood knights, who cleaved open Miquella the Kind with his blood blade. He claims he hasn't the spirit to take up his sword again, but I doubt it'll be very long before he recalls, as I have, the cascading sheets of blood. I'm afraid he cannot be left to fester. I've come to a realization. There's ample evidence. Without kindly Miquella's influence, I'm quite mistrustful of others.
After all of that, we're gonna travel to the first floor of the Shadow Keep and talk to Lord Ansbach in this location. This location is right across from the Grace. Just go straight past the statue and you will find him here. You have to progress through his part of the quest line to progress Leda and spawn the summon signs here. At this point in time, you should also have fought Dryleaf Dane and won. You can also progress through Moore's questline if you so desire, but that's for another video. From the 4th floor of the Shadow Keep, we are going to go past this Fire Knight and down the stairs and acquire the scroll and keep going. Don't teleport back after you acquire the scroll, so keep going until you find Freyja. Talk to her, then exhaust her dialogue, and then go back to Ansbach and give him the scroll, and progress through his quest by telling him about Freyja also. After you exhaust both of their dialogues and give him the Sacred Rite scroll, he will give you the letter for Freyja. Travel to the 7th floor, Site of Grace, and give the letter to Freyja, and then travel back to Ansbach. Tell Ansbach about what happened, and this will be the final step to his questline if you're doing it this way. Please, mind you, there are multiple ways of doing these questlines. Actually, there's 2, so check out my other video for that. After you fully exhaust their dialogue and acquire the shield from Freyja, return for one last time to Ansbach to find the 2 summon signs for Leda's questline. This is necessary to make the summon signs appear. You don't have to have fought Mesmer, okay? So Mesmer has to stay alive, but preferably. But yeah, I did this all before fighting Mesmer. Touch the red sign if you're doing Leda's questline and kill Ansbach.
Sir Ansbach, I will dispose of you. I find that I have a new apprehension. Your ambivalence, and exactly where it might lead you.
So, you would cull an old man such as I. You are thorough indeed, Lady Leda. I would expect nothing less. As you surmise, I do have my doubts, and will not simply lay down and die with them.
You've come again, have you? Thank you. Now go and make yourself useful.
So you've taken Lady Leda's side. I'm glad she stands with an ally. She tends to overestimate the burden she might carry alone.
Thank you for all that you have done, Sir Ansbach.
After you return to your world, you will automatically acquire Ansbach's items, except his Ash of War. This will not give you the Ash of War, but it will give you Ansbach's longbow. So this is how you get his longbow. I suggest you do a NG Plus run to get the alternate ending to all of these questlines. Once again, you can find them on my channel. Anyway, after all of that, return to Leda, and this will be the final talisman that she can give you. And then your final encounter with her will be at Enir-Ilim. So this concludes her questline, basically.
Ah, there you are. I owe you for your help in battle. Once again. None can deny Sir Ansbach was a truly great man. We can be proud that we were the last opponents he ever faced. You are an odd one, aren't you? The enchantment is broken, and yet you alone appear completely unchanged, as if nothing was ever cast upon you. No matter. If you found your way here, it was because kindly Miquella wished it so. But I am afraid this is our farewell. When next we meet, let it be under the eyes of Miquella the Kind. Goodbye, comrade.
Leda will reward you with the second talisman. After all of that, you have to defeat Mesmer and progress through the entire game, basically. Play normally as you would, do any questlines that you want at this point. There are no other questlines that can be locked out at this point, that can lock you out. Progress through the ancient ruins of Rauh. If you want, you can do Mor's questline here, and he will be an enemy if you decide to tell him to put it behind him, or just do his questline. I'm sure you can find it on my channel. I'm working on it. Anyway, you will find her letters across the ancient ruins of Rauh. I'm not going to tell you how to get there because it would be a 3-hour long video, but just play through the game. Literally, it's very linear. defeat Romina, burn the little tree, and get to the final area in the game. This area is called Enir-Ilim. Progress through this entire area until you reach the final site of grace and the final cross and the Shadow Tree fragment. You will find Leda in a very wide open area. You will have to fight her here. There is no other choice. There is no siding with Leda. In the end, you will always end up fighting her and acquiring her armaments and her items. So keep that in mind if you want to do all of the other quest lines. You can once again check out my other videos, and you can still get Leda's equipment by doing their quest lines. At this point in time, you can do Thiolie's questline, and he will be an additional summon sign here to help you. If Sir Ansbach, of course, is not around anymore, he will be replaced by the sanguine noble Nathan, or Nathan? Anyway, touch the gold summon signs and fight Leda by touching the red one.
Don't you dare approach Miquella the Kind. Needle Knight Leda, Dryleaf Dane, and our ally will never allow this.
I am the Red Mane, Freyja. The time has come. I could not hope for a worthier foe. This is our moment. Let's make it something to remember. I offer this fight to Miquella the Kind. And Leda.
I am here to serve Sabrina evermore.
Miquella, in God shall you rise.
Kindly, Miquella, make the world a gentler place.
After you defeat everyone and return to your world, you can acquire Freyja's set and Dane's footwork and Leda's armor. After that, the final boss will be available, and if you decide to summon Thiolie, or if you've progressed through his questline, you will be able to acquire his set. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below anything, and I will see you next time.